Gabe is, he's a confused individual. He's definitely a bad guy, but he's the one with the conscience, and he's the one that's trying to get these guys not to go through with their plan, go through with the 999. This story is about a group of corrupt cops and criminals that are being controlled by the Russian mafia, who their leader is this psychotic woman played by the brilliant Kate Winslet. They are being forced to pull off their next heist, and they think it's an impossible one to pull off. And I'm one of the 4 guys that are gonna pull off this heist. And we need to create a 10-minute window where we're gonna be free and clear to pull off this heist. And the only way to do that is to drive the entire police force to one side of the city. My character, Gabe, comes up with this plan to pull off a 999, which is to kill an officer, to kill one of their own. And that, in return, will drive the entire police force to one side of the city to give them time to pull off their heist. He kind of comes up with this plan off the cuff in a joking manner, not thinking that they would take him seriously, but they did. And throughout the entire film, he's losing control. My God, John Hillcoat is the perfect man to bring this story to life. I've always been such a huge fan of his. I mean, I think anyone that has seen his films are a huge fan of John's. He just makes everything honest, and he makes every little moment honest, and his attention to detail is incredible, and he has a very specific vision in mind, coming to work every day, and but he's also a very collaborative director. I've been such a huge fan of Chiwetel forever. I mean, from back in the day, you know, small parts in Love Actually, where it's much lighter than what we're used to seeing him in now, but you know, he can do everything, and such a great guy to kind of watch and learn from. Norman Reedus and I have known each other for 17 years, 16, 17 years. I love that man, such a good friend of mine, and to be able to play his brother is really kind of a very, very cool thing. And yeah, I respect him as an actor, as a person, and it's cool to, you know, come to work with one of your buddies. I'm sure anytime you ask about Anthony Mackie, everyone has this big smile on their faces because he just brings such a great energy to the set. He's one of the most charismatic, charming, hilarious individuals I've ever met. Clifton Collins, my God, I think one of the greatest character actors that we have in this industry. Another guy, I've known him for the entire time since I've been in LA, about 18 years, and he's incredible. My God, I could watch him all day, every day, and just learn from him. It's like coming to a master acting class. This film allows all of our, you know, inner dreams to kind of come true. You know, when we're young kids playing cops and robbers, running around, but this is just a much bigger scale. I mean, for example, when the crew, the 4 guys, robbed the bank, that was one of the greatest moments in the history of my career. I mean, just jumping out of the van, you know, guns in hand, masks over our face, running in, telling everyone to get down, but we're speaking in Spanish, and, you know, shotguns go off, and it's just so much fun. If you like good storytelling, but if you like really dark stuff, you're gonna love this project. You know, you're gonna love this film. Matt Cook, he's just and he's such a young kid. Where he came up with this, he was having a conversation, I think, with an officer friend of his, and they talked about how, the 999, and how, he said, if someone wanted to pull off a big job, they would do one of these. They would pull off a 999, and that night he said he couldn't get that idea out of his head, and so he just started writing, and he came up with this. I really feel they're going to be very, very affected by it. I've read this script, an endless amount of times, and I can't help but just pick it up and start it over again. I think they're going to be affected by it on many different levels. Definitely very emotionally affected by it, and I hope it sticks with them, and I think it will.